Question: what do you do when the system that helped you survive starts to suffocate you? I'm Kit Rodgers. I've got questions. I've spent most of my adult life asking juries to decide what's true when someone's life is on the line, beyond a reasonable doubt. That phrase sounds clean, comforting, like a hotel towel folded into a swan. But everybody in the room knows the truth. Sometimes there just isn't enough certainty to go around. And we agree to proceed anyway because it's the only way the system functions. What I don't say out loud very often is this: that way of thinking doesn't stay at work. It follows you home. I'm a trial lawyer. I'm also a musician, a writer, a husband, a father, a son, a brother, a former athlete, a former high school baseball coach. And depending on the day, those identities either cooperate beautifully or they get into a pretty violent knife fight in my noggin. For a long time, philosophy helped keep the peace up in there, especially Stoicism. Stoicism's great. It's emotional duct tape. It really held me together through death penalty cases, through long emotional trials, and the evenings that sometimes consumed me with psychological and the moral injury that doesn't respect weekends or holidays. Control what you can control. Let go of the rest. Be disciplined. Be still. And for a while, it worked. But recently, it started to feel less like wisdom and more like wearing a neck brace long after the doctor told you to take it off. So I started asking a question I never expected to ask. What do you do when the philosophy that saved you starts getting in the way of actually living? Let's give Stoicism its due. At its best, Stoicism is survival software. It says the world is chaotic, unfair, largely outside your control, so stop arguing with it. Focus inward, discipline your thoughts, regulate desire, accept what is. For people who live in high-stakes environments, soldiers, surgeons, trial lawyers, that's not abstract wisdom. That's oxygen. Stoicism promises stability in exchange for restraint, emotional austerity, mental calorie restriction, and it delivers right up to a point. If you deal with violence, death, or human cruelty on a regular basis, emotional detachment isn't just helpful, it's necessary. I mean, nobody wants their surgeon openly weeping while processing childhood trauma halfway through the operation. And Stoicism doesn't ask you to be happy. It asks you to be functional. And for a long time, that was enough. Here's the problem. Stoicism works beautifully until it doesn't. And at some point, I noticed that Detachment stopped feeling like clarity and started feeling like distance from people, from creativity, from music, from the parts of me that actually make life feel like it's worth the damn trouble. There's a difference between mastering emotion and suppressing it. And Stoicism doesn't always make that distinction clear. I keep a journal for random thoughts and drawings and the like. I wrote this journal entry during a death penalty case. Let me find it. So, today was intense. Autopsy photos, crime scene photos, 3 hours with my client. I don't know what to do with it. I'm trying to keep stillness while pulling a defense out of my ass. And that wasn't a failure of discipline. That was a human nervous system under maximum load. Stoicism didn't break, just reached its design limit. At some point, emotional restraint stops being wisdom, starts being denial with better branding.
I walk this road most days. Just me and my best buddy Roland. There he is. There's a spot near the edge of the property up here where the land dips toward an unseen creek bed and some pretty big rock formations. And there the sound does something strange. My voice echoes back from somewhere I can't see. Completely freaks Roland out. He spins around like the universe just lied to him, and honestly, I feel the same way sometimes. Some things affect you long before you understand their source. My philosopher companion Roland innately comprehends this. No lesson here, just something I noticed.
So here's where I'm landing for now. Stoicism is a functional tool. It's a good one, a powerful one, but like any tool, you can hurt yourself if you refuse to put it down. Detachment can protect you. It can also isolate you. Discipline can stabilize you. It can also mute the parts of you that create meaning, music, art, connection, curiosity. So I don't know that I will ever fully drop Stoicism as a coping mechanism, but I will simply loosen my grip. I'm testing something more flexible, less brittle, something that allows discipline and surrender, control and creativity. I have no idea what the final system looks like, but I know this. Self-discipline must be tempered with self-forgiveness. That's enough to work with this episode. Next episode, we'll see if it still holds. Love you. Mean it.